I was halfway through my second cup of coffee when the knock came. 3 sharp taps. Not impatient, but deliberate, like the person on the other side had rehearsed them. From my couch, I could see sunlight sliding across the hardwood floor, warming the scattered mail I hadn't opened yet. The air smelled faintly of toast from breakfast. It was an ordinary Saturday morning. Until that knock, I opened the door, and there she was, Claire. I hadn't seen her in person since last fall. Not since she stopped answering my texts. Not since she started following me on Instagram under that other account, the one with no profile picture. "Hi, Evan," she said, like she'd just run into me at the grocery store. I froze in the doorway. "Claire." She looked past me into the living room, scanning it like she was checking for evidence of something. She always did that, years ago. When we'd meet for coffee, her eyes were never really on me. They were taking inventory. "I was in the neighborhood," she said. "Thought I'd stop by." I didn't buy that for a second. We'd met online 2 years ago, when I was posting a lot about woodworking. She'd comment on everything. Little jokes, suggestions, sometimes whole paragraphs. At first, I thought she was just a supportive follower. But then the DMS started. At all hours, she'd ask about my day, my sleep, who I was with. If I didn't reply right away, she'd send question marks. Back then, I told myself it was harmless. She was lonely. I could be kind. But over time, the tone shifted. She'd criticize the way I edited a video, ask why I followed certain women, make offhand remarks about my family that I'd never shared online. The night I finally blocked her main account, she emailed me within minutes. The subject line just said, "Big mistake." Now she was standing in my doorway, wearing a pale blue coat, even though it was warm outside. "You going to let me in?" she asked. "I don't think that's a good idea." She tilted her head, a slow smile creeping in. "I just want to talk." 5 minutes. Against my better judgment, I stepped aside. I told myself I wanted to control the situation, not escalate it on the front porch. She walked in like she owned the place, her gaze flicking over the half-finished bookshelf project leaning against the wall. "Still making these," she said, touching the edge of the wood. I stayed standing. "What do you want, Claire?" She didn't answer right away. She pulled out her phone and set it on the coffee table, screen down. "I think you've misunderstood me," she said. "All I've ever done is care about you. And you," she paused, studying my face. "You've been hiding things." The words landed heavier than they should have, because she wasn't entirely wrong. I had been hiding something. Ever since she started lurking under that anonymous account, I'd been keeping track. Screenshots of her comments, records of late-night calls, even her old posts that hinted at where she lived. I didn't plan on using them until last month, when I realized she'd started following my sister. That was when I decided to gather everything, just in case. "You think blocking me makes you safe," she said now. "It doesn't. People don't just disappear from each other's lives." Her voice was calm, but the words felt like a threat wrapped in a fact. I leaned against the wall, watching her. "You've been watching me for months, Claire. Why?" Her smile flickered. "Because you're not who you pretend to be online, and when people lie, they hurt others. I know things about you, Evan, things your friends would love to hear." That was her move. Hint at some secret, forced me to ask what she meant. But I didn't bite. I just kept my eyes on her. After a moment, she picked up her phone and swiped it awake. I caught a glimpse of my sister's profile picture. Before she turned the screen away, something in my chest went cold. "You've crossed a line," I said quietly. She shrugged, like it was a technicality. "I'm just protecting people from you. If you have nothing to hide, why would you care?" I took a step toward her. "You want the truth? You're not here to protect anyone. You're here because you can't stand the idea that I'm living without you in my life." Her jaw tightened. And that's when I realized the power had shifted. She wasn't holding the cards anymore. Because the folder on my laptop, the one labeled workshop plans, wasn't about woodworking. It was full of every message, every threatening comment, every photo she'd sent me that she later deleted from her account. And earlier this morning, before the knock, I'd sent it all to someone who could make it matter. "Claire," I said, keeping my voice steady. "I've been saving everything. Every word you've said to me. Every time you've tried to get close to my family. I sent it all to the police this morning." Her eyes narrowed. "You're lying." I didn't move. "You'll find out soon enough." For the first time since she'd walked in, she looked unsure. She glanced at the door, then back at me. "You think this scares me?" "No," I said. "I think it stops you." The silence between us stretched. Then she grabbed her phone, stuffed it into her coat pocket, and walked out without another word. I locked the door behind her. My hands were shaking, but not from fear, from relief. Through the window, I watched her walk to a silver sedan parked half a block away. She didn't look back. I knew she wouldn't disappear completely. People like Claire rarely do. But now, she wasn't the one watching. I was. Some secrets aren't meant to stay hidden, especially when they're yours, not mine.